WhiskyJason here, whiskey from the viewpoint of an American in Germany tasting rare and exotic whiskeys. Today I'm in Scotland. Not perfectly correct. Wilson & Morgan is a Italian independent bottler, and they have one of their ranges which is called Barrel Select, and this is a Bunnahabhain, 15-year-old, distilled 2002, bottled 2018. They actually took two different casks. They took a cask number 3001 that was very fruity because of the Marsala finish. Marsala is a very, very sweet wine. And then they took the 3002, which has a lot of the mineral, and they combined the two, and they vatted them, they married them, and for a total of 511 bottles. My sample was actually given to me from Tobias, which is an independent agent here in Germany for Wilson & Morgan. And you can find this also online at 112371 on the whiskey base. 53.1%, barrel proof, as we say in the States, cask strength. And the only thing that I really, really don't like about this is the price. 105 euros, $120 for this. So what I'm going to do is exactly the same thing I did in my German video, is I'm going to pull out the old normal Bunnahabhain 12, just compare it, because I can get basically 3 of these for the price of one of those. And I know this is 15 years old, I know this is a Barrel Select, I know this has a Marsala Finish, but is it really worth 3 times the amount of this? Now, personally, I must admit that the Bunnahabhain 12-year-old is maybe one of the best Scottish whiskies out there I know for value for money. And I really like it. It's a very solid, maritime, salty, very, very, a lot of mineral. It's a very, very nice whiskey. Now this, it's really interesting. The very, very first time I put my nose in there, every single time I imagine I'm opening up a package of my taco seasoning mix, and that coriander just wafts into my nose. And then I just wait a little while, and then, at least on the left and the right, I get in the right nozzle today. I get that mineral moment of the Bunnahabhain. On the left nozzle, I got the fruitiness of the Marsala. Here, I just get the standard Bunnahabhain, a little bit of a cork type of moment with a lot of salt and a lot of mineral. I really, really like this. It's just one of these standard whiskeys that I think my great-grandfather, if he had drunk whiskey, would have always had. It smells older than it is, I think. All right. Very interesting. That mixture, the mineral and the fruitiness, makes that coriander just kind of pop out, at least for me. 53.1%. I'll nip it. I'll put a little bit of water in it. We'll compare the two. Now, the first thing I really must say here is that the Bunnahabhain, that basic distillery character is so evident here. Even in blind tasting, I think I should be able to now identify the Bunnahabhain. I'm laughing because a friend of mine, a fellow YouTuber, sent me 5 different whiskeys, or 4. And with 3 other people, we did a live stream in English and German, and we actually had the Bunnahabhain 12, and I did not recognize it. Since then, I spent a little bit more time with it. Since then, I've compared it to some other stuff. And I would assume, I'm making an ass of you and me, I would assume that I would be able to actually pick this out. Now, the Marsala finish really does throw it for a loop a little bit, because that fruitiness really does kick in. It's a very deep, dark, rich grape, a very sweet grape, a very heavy grape. And that's the interesting thing. Wilson & Morgan wrote that Marsala finishes are very tricky, because they can sometimes kip into something that's just too much. And that's why they took the Marsala finish of the one, combined it with one without, and they got that together. And through that vatting process, through that marriage together, they actually had something that is what they say is almost optimal. And I must admit, it's very, very nice. Mmm. Mmm. Excellent. This is a B plus on my scale. Very nice. Going over to the Bunnahabhain 12. Also nice. Evident 46.2? 3. 46.3%. It's a little bit rougher around the edges. This single barrel select, those two barrels, 15 years old, that really, really is nice age. Very round, very, very mature, very smooth, very, very elegant. This is still a little bit rough around the edges. There's a little bit more of that alcohol burn in there, but still very nice. This is a solid B for me. So B plus. 35 euros, 32 euros on sale over here. 105 euros. 3 of these versus 1 of these. That's why this is actually one of my value for money whiskeys from Scotland that there is. This is a very, very nice thing. This is just a little bit too much. This is going to be a D plus for me. To be very, very honest, I would have said 79 euros, more than enough. Come on, guys. All right, 79 euros. You have 511 bottles here from these two casks. You're not going to go broke. But, hey, the prices are going up and up and up and up and up, and they keep on saying what they can do there. The one thing I haven't done yet in my English video is to add a little bit of water. It does improve it a tiny little bit, but not that much. Taking it down to about 48%, 46 over here. The fruitiness kicks in a lot more. That Marsala, that very, very nice, sweet, heavy grape wine does kick in more. But it doesn't actually add anything to the whiskey. It just dilutes a little bit, but it doesn't really bring out the character, bring out the flavors, bring out the flavor notes even more. You can just do it exactly like they suggested. 53.1% cask strength. Fabulous, fabulous. All right, so a B plus for the taste value for money. As I said, I'm going to give it a. Did I say C minus or D plus? I'm just going to give it a D plus at the moment. We're 105 euros. I don't think it's really worth it. I would prefer this. Yeah, go out there and buy a Bunnahabhain 12-year-old if you haven't. It's excellent whiskey for a wonderful price. Get to know it. Spend some time with it. Put a little bit of water in there. Try it during different times of the year. During the winter, during the fall, during the summer, during the spring, and just get to know that character, that mineral, maritime, salty type of moment. And you'll just recognize the Bunnahabhain is a fantastic whiskey, independently bottled, as well as from the direct from the core range as well. Thank you very much for watching. WhiskyJason here. My question of the day is, what is your favorite Bunnahabhain expression? To be very honest, I haven't had that many yet. I know there's a lot coming out at the moment. I'm still going to go with the 12-year-old. Why not? I think this is actually the best value for money out there. So, what's your favorite Bunnahabhain? Please write it down in the comments. That would be very, very interesting. Thank you very much for watching. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, my videos come out. And you can find me also on Instagram, Twitter, as well as Facebook with WhiskyJason. The only problem is I only post in German there. I'm sorry, but I would answer anything you sent over in English. Have fun. Be responsible. WhiskyJason here. Bye-bye.